Off the top rope, here comes Pablo. Boom!
Ah!
Let's go.
You're going to take this one today. Welcome to another episode of the Lending Lounge.
So it's made simple. Let me throw that in there real quick.
Dang. Welcome everybody for joining us today. Today, Jose, we had a laundry list of things to talk about.
Yep, sure do.
But I don't feel like talking about anything.
Why not?
Have you guys ever had a week where it just doesn't feel like anything you're
Not
doing?
a day. A week.
A week, not even a day, a whole week. I've had a whole week of BS.
Yeah.
Like every day is like something new.
When it rains, it pours.
That's what they say. But they say when you're done, when you get lemons, make
lemonade.
So
and it can't rain forever either.
it can't. And
all that gray skies, the light shines through, and boom, we're in Florida. We got nothing but 6 inches of sunlight, baby.
Woo! So I don't even know how to even attack this. Like what to talk about. I think I'm just gonna give you the day in the life of a loan officer for a week.
Go ahead.
How about that? Today we're gonna talk about a loan officer's day. So this week I spent pretty much fighting with every underwriter under the sea. Everything, Jose. Everything you can think of. My week started off fighting a clear to close because they wouldn't give me the income. So we had the good old fight of variable income. And it started with that.
Yep.
I got that situated. Then it was the good old fight of my client wanting to do one thing and me trying to get him to do something else.
Yep.
We met in the middle and we got it to set, situate. So we got that taken care of. So we got the clear to close.
Yep.
Always great to get a clear close. Then I got kicked out of a cool kids club this week. So there's that. I also had to fight another underwriter because that underwriter is telling me that the client owns real estate when they don't.
Wow.
So we had to explain to them that it's a mobile home.
Yep.
It's not real property.
Go into that.
Go into it.
We got like a lot of mobile home loans that we do, right?
All right, so here we go.
This will be a perfect example of what's going on in the industry and how we were able to counteract what the underwriter was talking about.
All right, so we're
closing that loan, right?
we're not yet. We're knock on wood. It's coming. We're not there, and it's not even my loan. It's one of my people's, one of the LOs here in the office.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, the underwriter sees that they financed a mobile home, which they own. Again, yes, it is a home, but it is not attached to real property because they are leasing
the land.
So it's not real property. In the eyes of the state, and I know because I worked in Georgia, in Chatham County, I worked at the Chatham County Assessor's Office. Shout out to everybody up there. I worked at the Chatham County Assessor's Office assessing the values of mobile homes.
Yep.
And mobile homes, when they are not attached to real property, is considered personal property, which is the division that I worked in. So thank God, it's funny, everything comes in circle, right? Your experience everywhere comes back full circle. In this particular case, the underwriter is saying, no, it's part of a real property, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's considered personal property, similar to the car you drive. This is two big ass RVs parked next to each other with license plate tags and a decal that they have to pay every year. And the land that it is parked on, it's leased. It's not there.
Owned. Yeah.
So it is not real property. This is, my friend, personal property. And at first they were fighting us. They didn't want to give us an approval. They gave us an approval. Whoever he spoke to, because I told him, you need to ring it up. Take it to management. And they
all
did.
The way to the top.
And somebody saw
Off the top rope, here comes Pablo. Boom!
Ah!
Let's go.
You're going to take this one today. So that happened. And then today was a closing day. And shout outs to First American Title, who did an amazing job today. They were down for the fight with me. We pretty much got in there. It was clear closed. It's been clear closed for about 3 days.
Yep.
And somehow the name was messed up on the document. Clients didn't sign because the name wasn't correct. Was told that we would have to close on Monday, Jose.
Forget that, man.
So I told the client, I was like, let me see what I can do. I was like, I know what everybody told us. Let me get in. Let me do. So I came back, and my goal was to try to close on Monday. But my goal was to make it so that there is no issues. Like everything is
hashed out.
Everything is done, right? Because I got here at 12:30. 12:30 should have been more than ample time to get this all resolved for Monday. How about I got all that resolved for today? Today, I just finished. I called the underwriter. They gave me the runaround to another underwriter. That underwriter told me to call my account executive. My account executive gave me the green light to talk to somebody else. And I got a little angel from heaven. My little angel, Eloise Grace. Eloise Grace from UWF. Shout out to you. She kept me on the phone for about an hour and a half. I told her I'm sticking through it. If you stick in with me, I'm gonna stick in with you.
That's it.
And we got dug in, and thank God, we got everything resolved today. I had my processor, Christina, shout out Christina. I text her while I'm talking over here, and I'm screenshotting her that I'm still on the phone. I got her to call Title. Title set up the meeting for 4 o'clock. So right now it is 4:15. They are in the middle of closing right now as we speak, but we were able to get it done today so that there is no worrying, and clients still get their keys today, can move in today, can start doing all that today.
Great. This weekend is it.
So I guess just to get it all off my chest, this week was problem solving 101 at its finest, which is what we do every week.
Like, we have all the pieces of the puzzle, and we put them all together, and whether everybody wants to work with us or not, this is what it is. We present everything we need. So I'm having a similar week, but
tell me, Jose, because it ain't just me. I know all of us are going through it.
I know we all go through it, right? And I don't want this to be a complaining session or anything like that, because honestly, the biggest thing that I'm working with right now is just making sure that all my agents are on task, that they're out there trying to prospect. They're prospecting. They're getting the leads that we're co-marketing with. We're trying to get everything done. This right now, Hometown Heroes is the biggest thing.
Woo! I got 7 in contract right now.
We got 65 million left. It's only been 12 days in July, okay, and went from 100 million to 65 million. So if you're a client watching this video, and I know that we have a lot to say, but this is the time to jump into this program. I said it last year. All aboard, everybody on Hometown Heroes. We need to get this going because you only have a limited amount of time. And right now, we got 65 million left, which is 12 days into the month of July. Last year it was done by August 26th, I believe, right?
Correct.
So we're already getting ready to hit the halfway mark. All right, so if you haven't jumped on it, if you don't know about it, call us. Please give us a call. Let us know what we got to do to help you out, and I'll let you know exactly what you need to do to get this loan. But aside from all that, so we're prospecting, we're making sure we're following up with all those leads. And then aside from that, trying to close loans, right? So my biggest issue right now is trying to close a loan where, I don't even want to blame it on anybody. I could say the underwriters, they say anybody. The property itself is going to have a certain amount of taxes on that property assessed, right? The lender's trying
Hold on. I'm going to have to stop you right here.
What?
Because this one is definitely the underwriter's fault. I don't see it any other way. I'm sorry. Jose, keep talking. I just got in my feelings for a moment. Jose, keep telling the story because I think it's the underwriter's fault, and I appreciate you not trying to point fingers. But in this particular case, I blame the underwriter, I blame the account executive, and I blame the fucking bank.
I am a thumb pointer, always been. I'm not gonna point fingers. I just wanted resolutions to loans, right? Just like you, we're problem solvers, and I try to give them. Present all my arguments in documentation form so they can clear the loan and clear the close, right? That's all I want. I want that for my clients. I want that for the listing agent, the buyer's agent, everybody involved in this transaction, right? More importantly, everybody, right? But the big issue is that the rental capability of the property, I'm doing a DSCR loan, which is basically the property has to not only appraise, but also have a rent capability to cover the mortgage, right? And it's almost there, 1 for 1. It's almost there. What happened was the appraiser gave us a low rent capability where clearly that area is renting for a lot higher than he's saying. He's saying $2,150. That average area is probably about $2,400, $2,500 a month. I've seen it as much as $2,900. This same client was under contract with another property around the corner and it was $2,900. That appraiser said $2,900 a month. Now, granted, it had one more room more than this property, but 2,900 to 2,150.
It ain't 800 difference.
It ain't 100 difference on a monthly basis. So I didn't agree with that. We sent reconsideration forms with different rental capabilities in that area. He didn't take it. He left that 2,150. So my next battle is, okay, how do I reduce the amount of cost on a monthly basis? So we ended up getting insurance of the property lowered, which is fine. But the biggest thing is now that I'm battling is that the lender is using taxes that are much higher than what they really are. The trim report says it's going to be $2,700. What the trim report is, it comes out every November saying they're estimating that the taxes on this property is this amount, which is $2,700. The lender's using over $4,000. So there's a huge disparity of $2,700 to $4,000. That $4,000 doesn't allow me to approve the loan. It kills the deal. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. Or the client has to come with, she's coming down right now 35%. She's gonna need a lot more
to bring it down.
To bring it down to 1-for-1 ratio. Now, I go into the county, because per the guidelines of the underwriter, say, hey, you gotta go to the county, get a tax calculator, see how much it's gonna be if you wanna dispute this. I said, perfect. Went into the county, did my whole tax calculation. The amount was 29. So it went from 27 to 29, but you're still at 40. I present the letter for you because you could download it from Polk County. Has a beautiful thing where you can download a letter that shows the estimate of taxes. I use high-end taxes. So I actually went $3,700 and I still get the 1-for-1. I lower the interest rate a little bit. Everything works out. And it's been 4 days. I'm still fighting.
4 days. 4 days.
I'm still fighting.
This is one of the battles that we have. There's banks. There's all types of banks. There's banks that are really fast, that'll clear stuff in a day, and there's banks that are a weekend, and we look bad trying to talk, right? Because now we got to explain to the client, we got to explain to the realtor, we got to explain to the title company, we got to explain to the seller, we got to explain to the listing agent. We got all kinds of people we got to do.
Everybody,
and for something as simple as
taxes,
as showing proof of the taxes
that's been presented
for over 2 days.
Like, come on, man. Like, so I am battling that. It's the good fight. I know I'm right. I know they're gonna.
I know you're right.
You know,
I know you're right, because I can tell you this right now.
Yeah.
If they don't see it our way, we ain't never using that bank again.
And that's where I would lean to, right? I wouldn't use a bank that doesn't work with me. Like, I understand if I'm way off and it makes sense, that's not a good fight. But I am correct on this. The county is telling me, the title company that's working this loan, they're going to present $2,700 at closing table. It's not $4,000. Me going extra at the limit, an extra $1,000 at $3,700 is beyond more than what they should have and expect. You know, and so that's my fight this week. Plus getting new clients, because you know I'm ramping up again on my pipeline. I closed out a lot of loans this last couple weeks. So now I'm ramping once again. Make sure everybody is on board with the ramping. We're in summertime. This is a time where everybody increases on home.
Time to buy a house.
You know, and you know, with this program, Hometown Heroes is the perfect time to buy a house. On top of that, out of all the DPA loans.